to it. As you can see, this is an authentic version of Yajurveda. I'll show you the English translation author, and also I will show you the publication from where it came from. So it came from the Ajmer publication, as you can see. So now I will directly go into the table of contents. So yeah friends, we are at the table of contents. We will go into the chapter 32. Chapter 32. Yeah, chapter 32 is the page number 918. So friends, I'll be directly jumping over to the 32th chapter. I have already noted down the page number. So yeah. So yes friends, we are at the chapter number 32 of Yajurveda. Now, in this 32 chapter, we will go to the mantra number 3, which is Na Tasya Pratima Asti, as referred to many of the intelligent religious scholars. Now, first of all, friends, you can see this is the mantra, actual mantra of the Yajurveda. Now, first of all, before going into the English translation, let us just look at the Sanskrit mantra. Is it only Natasya Pratima Asti, or is it longer than that? Now you will see that many religious scholars will only say the first four words of this entire mantra and they will conclude their theological propaganda. So now let's first of all look at the Sanskrit mantra. Natasya Pratima Asti Yasya Nama Mahadyasha Hiranyagarbha Ityesha Mama Himsit Ityesha Yasmanna Jata Ityesha. As you can see friends, the very first impression you get that this verse is much longer than just Natasya Pratima Asti. Now secondly, I would like to keep in mind that before going into the English translation, let us look at two of the Sanskrit words. That is, one is Pratima and the second word is Hiranyagarbha. What is Pratima and what is Hiranyagarbha? Now discussing the Pratima word firstly, many of you will say that Pratima means a picture or a idol, nothing apart that. But no friends, Pratima means a picture or idol only in the Hindi language. If you go into the Sanskrit language, Pratima has many different meanings. Pratima also means a idol or a picture, but Pratima also means a measurement or a likeness or a resemblance. To prove this, I will show you an authentic Sanskrit dictionary translation of the word Pratima. So kindly stay tuned. So as you can see friends, this is the website Sanskrit, spokensanskrit.org. I will give the link in the description. I have already translated the word Pratima. As you can see, it is showing hundreds of different results, hundreds of different words, English translation for the word Pratima. As you can see, these are the Sanskrit words and these are the English translations. So, Pratima is also known as Pratiman in many. See, Pratima is first of all a image. Secondly, Pratima is a copy. Thirdly, Pratiman is a likeness. Fourth, Pratiman is a resemblance. Now, going down, we'll look just only at the Pratima word. As you can see, Pratima is a reflection. Pratima means likeness. Pratima means a measure, matlab बराबरी. Pratima means a symbol. Pratima means a picture. Pratima means an extent of measurement. Pratima means a statue, and Pratima is also means like. Like means that person looks like me, that idols look like me, that picture looks like me. For example, a photo clip, like. And I will like to tell you that this particular word like has been used even in the Yajurveda. Now I will show you this word too. Now let's look at the English interpretation of this mantra. So see friends, there is none and nothing like him. The word is used like. So I would like to tell you that the actual interpretation of the word Pratima is like here. Like means he looks like me, that person is similar to me. It is word used as a simile, nothing else. There is none and nothing like him, no picture, no icon, no simile, no metaphor. Great is his name, mighty is his glory. So what is this verse actually trying to say? Is it saying that there is no picture of God? No, friends. It is just telling that there is nothing second that can match to the actuality of the Creator, because His mighty is so verily glory. He is so glorious that no second thing can match the actuality and actual resemblance of God, which is beyond our perception and capabilities. Now, let's look into the other sentence. He is the golden seed of the universe. Golden seed of the universe means Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha word, this means that the golden seed of the universe. It means just a seed or a womb or a garbha that gives birth to every material and immaterial things of this universe. Now, thirdly, the prayer has been given. No, do not kill me, do not punish, I pray. Such is the prayer of humanity to Him. The whole humanity seeks Him as the Creator, and they give their submission to Him. No one is even born is greater. It means that no one who is born anywhere else is greater than Him or beyond Him, because He is the uncreated one. Such is clearly the voice of the Vedas. Now, see, friends, you will see in many of the websites and interpretations that this mantra means God has no image. But if you read the English translation very clearly one or two times again, you'll just see that there is none and nothing like Him. It means that even there is a symbol or a picture, that symbol or picture is a mere representation of the Creator. But the symbol or icon cannot match the actual reality of God, the actual valor of God, which is beyond interpretation. Friends, to explain this, I will give a very good example so that you will understand very easily. For example, if you draw a picture of your mother, you have drawn a picture of your mother with colors and pencils. Now, will you be able to say that the picture of your mother in this painting is your actual mother? No, friends. The picture is just a painting. It is just a representation of your mother. You have just drawn the picture of your mother to represent her. But does this picture of your mother match the actual likeliness of your mother? No, because your mother has various activities. She is a cook, she is a worker, she is a homemaker, everything. So, a mere representation cannot match the actuality of your mother, even if you click a photo and tell that this is my mother. But we all know that this photo is a representation of her, and it doesn't match the actual likeliness of your mother. So, that is the thing. Secondly, if you draw the picture of the sun, if you are drawing the picture of the sun, does your painting match the actual glory and valor of the sun? I think not, because the sun is very hot and the biggest star. So your painting is just a representation of the sun. And this verse is nowhere telling that you cannot form an image of God. There is no image of God. It is just telling that any picture or any icon or any simile or even a metaphorical word, none of them can actually define or interpret the likeliness of God. There is nothing beside this, because the actuality of God is beyond our five senses and our perceptions. So even if you are representing Him with a cross or with a icon or with a picture or with a idol, none of this has been denied here. It is just saying that even if you are representing Him with something, but still the actuality of His existence, which we cannot see or perceive, none of these representations, icons, cross, pictures, idols, none of them can match the valor of that actual Creator, which is beyond our perception. So, friends, as you can see, there is none and nothing like Him. No picture, no icon, no simile, no metaphor, even a metaphorical word that He is God. This is also incomparable to Him. If you say that He is God, He is this much powerful, so friend, you are completely wrong, because you cannot even define God. You cannot even define God. Even metaphor is a small word before God. So even a metaphor is nothing like him. Nothing matches the likeliness of his glory. The glory of the golden seed means who have given birth to everything in this universe. So this is the actual interpretation of the Yajurveda mantra. Na tasya pratima asti yasya nama mahadyasa hiranyagarbha ityasa mama him sitityasa yasmanna jata ityasa. So I hope friends I have explained the whole mantra in a very good way. I have also given you two examples about your mother and your son's picture, that the picture is just a mere representation and the picture cannot match the actuality of your mother or the actuality of the son. It is just a representation, and this verse is particularly nowhere denying the act of a picture or a symbol. It is nowhere denying that you cannot represent him with a picture on or an idol. It is all okay, but it is just telling you a small fact and a simple fact that no matter what you represent him with, the actuality is a actuality. The actuality is the actuality. But the representation is a representation. The representation cannot match the likeliness of the actuality, because that actuality, which we call the ultimate reality, is so great in the nature that we cannot represent it.